Hello everyone, and welcome back to our course, Fundamentals of Cryptocurrency and Trading. Today, we're diving into one of the most important topics for anyone starting out in crypto, how to store your digital assets safely. We're going to explore what crypto wallets are, how hot and cold wallets differ, and most importantly, how to protect your private keys so your funds stay safe. By the end of this lesson, you'll not only know how to use a crypto wallet, you'll also understand why security matters more than anything else in the crypto world. Let's start from the basics. A crypto wallet is not like a normal wallet where you keep your cash. In fact, it doesn't store your coins at all. What it really stores are your private keys, the secret codes that prove you are the owner of your cryptocurrencies on the blockchain. Think of the blockchain as a giant public ledger that everyone can see. Your wallet is like your personal key that gives you permission to move your funds around that ledger. Here's the important part. If you lose your private key, you lose access to your money permanently. There is no customer service line, no reset password option, no forgot my password button. So we have a golden rule in the crypto world, and you've probably heard this phrase before. Not your keys, not your coins. That means if you don't personally control the private key to your wallet, you don't truly control your crypto. If an exchange or another platform is holding it for you, technically they own the keys, and that means they own the coins. So a crypto wallet's main job is to safely store those keys and let you send, receive, and hold cryptocurrency securely. You can think of it as your digital bank account. But with one key difference, you are your own bank. You hold the passwords, you control the funds, and you are responsible for keeping them safe. All right, let's move on and explore something you'll probably use quite often in your crypto journey, hot wallets. Now, what exactly is a hot wallet? In simple terms, it's any type of wallet that stays connected to the internet. That online connection makes it incredibly convenient and easy to use, which is why hot wallets are the top choice for beginners and active traders. For example, you might already have one without realizing it. When you create an account on an exchange like Binance or MEXC, that's actually a type of exchange wallet. Then there are mobile wallets, like Trust Wallet, which you can install directly on your phone. And finally, we have browser extension wallets, such as MetaMask, which let you connect to decentralized apps right from your web browser. Hot wallets give you instant access to your crypto. You can buy, sell, send, or receive coins anytime you want, whether you're on your laptop or just using your phone. That flexibility is a big advantage, but there's also a downside. Because these wallets are online, they're more vulnerable to cyber risks, things like hacking, malware, and phishing scams. Think of it like carrying cash in your pocket everywhere you go. It's easy to use, but if you're not careful, it's also easy to lose. So here's the smart approach. Use your hot wallet for small, everyday amounts, the kind of money you might trade or move often. But for larger savings, keep them somewhere safer like a cold wallet. You can think of a hot wallet as your digital everyday wallet, convenient, flexible, and always with you, but not the place to store your life savings. All right, everyone, now let's talk about cold wallets, which are basically the opposite of hot wallets. Cold wallets are completely offline. They are not connected to the internet at all, and that makes them much more secure against hackers or any kind of online theft. There are a few common types of cold wallets you should know about. First, we have hardware wallets. These are small physical devices, like Ledger or Trezor, where your private keys are stored safely inside the device. Even if your computer gets hacked, your keys stay protected inside that hardware wallet. Next, there are paper wallets. As the name suggests, these are literally pieces of paper with your private key and your public address printed on them. They're completely offline, no software, no electronics, just good old paper. And then there are air gap devices. These are special computers or phones that never, ever connect to the internet. They're used only for signing transactions offline, making them one of the most secure methods available. Cold wallets are perfect for long-term holding, especially if you own a large amount of cryptocurrency. You can think of a cold wallet as your digital vault, just like a safe in your home, where you keep your most valuable items protected from the outside world. However, because cold wallets are offline, they're less convenient for quick or frequent transactions. You can't just log in and send money instantly. That's why most experienced investors use a combination, a hot wallet for daily use and a cold wallet for secure, long-term storage. This way, you get the best of both worlds, convenience for trading and maximum security for saving. Hot versus cold. Quick comparison. All right, everyone, let's take a closer look at this comparison between hot wallets and cold wallets, because understanding their differences helps you decide how to keep your crypto both safe and accessible. When we say hot wallet, we're talking about wallets that are connected to the internet. This makes them super convenient. You can trade, send, or receive crypto anytime you want. But because they're online, they have what we call moderate security. That means they're safe for everyday use if you're careful, but still vulnerable to hacking, phishing, or malware attacks. So, hot wallets are best suited for daily trading or frequent transactions, like having cash in your pocket that you use regularly. Now, on the other side, we have cold wallets. These are offline wallets, meaning they're not connected to the internet at all. And because of that, they offer very high security. No internet connection means no hackers can get in remotely. However, since they're offline, cold wallets are less convenient to use. You can't just log in and transfer funds instantly. You usually have to connect the device or access it physically before moving your crypto. So in simple terms, hot wallets are great for quick, everyday use, while cold wallets are meant for long-term storage. You can think of it like this. A hot wallet is your day-to-day wallet for small amounts, and a cold wallet is your safe deposit box where you keep your long-term savings locked away securely. If you're serious about protecting your crypto, many experienced traders actually use both a hot wallet for daily activity and a cold wallet for everything they plan to hold long-term. That balance gives you both convenience and security. All right, now we've come to the most important rule in crypto security, and I can't emphasize this enough. Protect your private keys. Your private key is the single most important piece of information in your entire crypto journey. If someone steals it, your coins are gone. And unlike a bank, there's no customer service hotline, no reset button, and no way to reverse a transaction or recover your money. Once it's gone forever. So, how do you keep your private keys safe? Let's go through some essential habits that every crypto user should follow. First, never share your private key or recovery phrase with anyone. Not your friend, not customer service, and definitely not some random person on social media or YouTube, no matter how trustworthy they sound. If anyone ever asks for your private key, that's a red flag. Second, always write your recovery phrase down on paper. Yes, real physical paper, and store it somewhere secure, like a locked drawer or a safe box. Never store it on your phone, never take a screenshot, and absolutely never send it by email or upload it to the cloud. Anything online can be hacked. Third, enable two-factor authentication, also called 2FA, on all your wallet apps and exchange accounts. This adds an extra layer of protection. Even if someone somehow gets your password, they still won't be able to log in without that second verification code. And finally, avoid using public Wi-Fi when you're accessing your wallet. Public networks are often unprotected, and hackers can easily intercept your data. It's like shouting your password across a crowded room. Anyone could be listening. Remember this, your private key is your identity on the blockchain. It's what proves those coins belong to you. If you lose it or leak it, your crypto is gone forever. So take this rule seriously. Protect your private keys like your financial life depends on it, because in the world of crypto, it truly does. All right, everyone, let me tell you a real story that perfectly shows why protecting your private keys is so important. A British man named James Howells was a computer engineer living in Newport, Wales. Around 11 years ago, he accidentally threw away an old hard drive. Nothing unusual, right? We've all cleaned out our desks or tossed away some old electronics before. But here's the catch. That hard drive contained the private keys to 8,000 Bitcoins. At the time, Bitcoin wasn't worth very much. It was just a few dollars per coin. So James didn't think much of it. But as the years passed, Bitcoin's value exploded. Today, those 8,000 Bitcoins would be worth more than 780 million US dollars. That's right, almost $800 million sitting in a landfill somewhere under thousands of tons of garbage. For more than a decade, James has been fighting to get permission to search the landfill. The local government refuses to let him dig because of environmental concerns. But he's so determined that he's even offered to buy the entire landfill just to look for that one lost hard drive. Imagine that, buying a landfill just to find your Bitcoin wallet. Now, let's pause for a second and think about this. This story isn't just about losing a piece of computer hardware. It's a lesson about how cryptocurrency works. In the crypto world, your private key is everything. It's not just a password. It's the only proof that you own your coins. If you lose your private key, there is no reset button, no help desk, and no one you can call. Even the Bitcoin network itself cannot recover it for you. That's why we always say the golden rule of crypto: not your keys, not your coins. James Howells lost access to his Bitcoins because he lost his private key. The coins are still there on the blockchain, but without that key, they're locked forever. So, what can we learn from his story? When you create a crypto wallet, you must take security seriously. Always store your recovery phrase and private keys safely on paper, in a secure place, never on your phone or cloud storage. Think of it like the key to your own digital vault. If you misplace it, no one can open that vault again. James's story is sad, but it's also powerful. It reminds us that in cryptocurrency, you are your own bank. That means you also have the full responsibility of protecting your money. There's no one else who can do it for you. So next time you hear someone say, not your keys, not your coins, remember James Howells, the man who accidentally threw away $780 million. Protect your private keys like your life savings. Depend on it, because in crypto, they truly do. You might wonder, if wallets are so important, why do people also keep coins on exchanges like Binance or Coinbase? Well, when you keep crypto on an exchange, it's not really in your wallet. It's in the exchange's wallet. This is called custodial storage. The exchange holds the private keys on your behalf. They control the funds, not you. You only access your crypto through your account login and password. This setup is convenient, especially for beginners, because you don't have to deal with private keys, recovery phrases, or backups. But here's the risk. If the exchange is hacked, freezes, withdrawals, or shuts down, you could lose access to your funds. We've seen that happen in history with platforms like Mt. Gox and FTX. So again, always remember, not your keys, not your coins. If your crypto is on an exchange, treat it like money temporarily parked, not stored. Okay, let's quickly check what you've learned so far. I'm going to ask you 4 short questions. First, which type of wallet does Trust Wallet belong to, hot or cold? Second, how do you receive crypto into Trust Wallet? Third, what is the never, never rule of crypto wallets? And fourth, What are the risks of using a cold wallet? Take a moment, pause the lesson if you need to, and think through your answers before we continue. These aren't just trivia questions. They're part of the mindset you need to stay safe in crypto. If you can answer them confidently, it means you understand one of the most fundamental concepts in cryptocurrency: how wallets work and how to protect them. Today, you learned what a crypto wallet really stores, not the coins themselves, but the private keys that control them. You explored the differences between hot wallets and cold wallets, and when to use each. You practiced the habits that keep your private keys secure, and you walked through the steps to set up your first wallet from scratch. In our next session, we'll dive into crypto exchanges, how trading actually works, and how you can buy or sell coins safely without taking unnecessary risks. Until then, keep your keys safe, keep your passwords private, and remember this simple rule: if you control your keys, you control your freedom.